Good morning. Today's topic is benign rectal tumors, and later on we'll be talking about the rectal tumors in total. The most frequent of benign rectal tumors are the polyps. Polyp is a localized elevated lesion arising from an epithelial surface. Mostly it is an adenoma, 90%. Others are 10%. That is inflammatory, hyperplastic. Two types of adenomas: tubular, that is pedunculated; villus, that is sessile. It is about 80%. The most common symptoms are mucoid discharge and bleeding. The treatment of choice is polypectomy while doing colonoscopy and surgical excision if there is a large sessile polyp. So see, this is the pedunculated with a stalk, large sessile and a small sessile with broad base. This is the colonoscopic way of polypectomy, where a snare is put around the stalk, base of the stalk. So coming to colorectal cancers, there are forms. There is hereditary. There is family history, and there is usually younger age of onset and specific gene defects. Like in familial adenomatous polyposis (FAP), hereditary non-polyposis colorectal cancer (HNPCC), or Lynch syndrome. Sporadic, this absence of family history, older population isolated lesions, and familial. Pathology, it spreads circumferentially, 6 months required to involve quarter and 18 months to 2 years for complete encirclement. It generally is adenocarcinoma, squamous carcinoma in cases of anal carcinoma. This is the AJCC staging and TNM staging. Okay, stage 1, a tumor invades submucosa. Stage 2, a tumor invades subserosa and beyond. Stage 2B, tumor invades adjacent organs or perforates the visceral peritoneum. 3 is metastasis to regional lymph nodes, T1 or T2. Metastasis to 1 or 3 regional lymph nodes, stage 3B, stage 3C, more than 4 regional lymph nodes. Stage 4 is distant metastasis. There's also Duke's classification. TNM is more standard as of now. Duke's classification: A, limited to rectal wall, excellent prognosis; B, extended to extrarectal tissues but no mets to lymph nodes, reasonable prognosis; secondary deposits in the regional lymph nodes; C1, local pararectal lymph nodes only; C2, along the blood vessels. Histologically, low grade is well differentiated, 11%. It has a good prognosis. Average grade is 64%. That is fair prognosis. High grade is 25%. But that is poor prognosis. High grade being least differentiated. Now, clinical presentation. It depends on the location of the cancer. Usually, 2/3 in the descending colon and rectum, 1/2 in the sigmoid colon rectum, that is within the reach of a flexible sigmoidoscope. Cecal and right-sided cancer causes iron deficiency anemia due to bleeding, distal ileal obstruction, late palpable mass. The left-sided colon and sigmoid carcinoma is a change of bowel habits, alternating constipation, diarrhea, tenesmus, thin stool, plear bleeding, and mucus secretion. So, rectal carcinoma is always PR bleeding, mucus, change of bowel habits, anal, perineal, and sacral pain. Constitution symptoms: loss of appetite, loss of weight, malaise. Then there is bowel obstruction. The clinical presentation: local invasion, prostate male, vagina, uterus, female bladder. Posterior, there is sacrum, sacral plexus, laterally parietal tissue, and ureter. Metastasis usually to liver, which causes hepatic pain and jaundice; lung, which causes cough; bone pain, leukoerythroblastic anemia; regional lymph nodes, peritoneum, the cystomeriges nodule, and others. Signs of primary cancer: abdominal tenderness, distension, large bowel obstruction, intra-abdominal mass, Digital rectal examination, most arise in the lower part of rectum and can be reached by examining finger. Sigmoidoscopy and biopsy. Signs of metastasis and complications, signs of anemia, hepatomegaly, METs, and bone pain. So what are the investigations? Most common is a fecal occult blood, stool occult blood, based on the pseudoperoxidase activity of hematin, immunochemical test, and this is used for screening and not for diagnosis. So colonoscopic uh, colonoscopy and biopsy is the investigation of choice. Small polyps can be removed or at a later stage by endoscopic mucosal resection performed under sedation. Double barium enema cannot detect very small lesions. All lesions need to be confirmed by colonoscopy and biopsy. Performed with sigmoidoscopy, second line in patients who failed cannot undergo colonoscopy. Here we can do CCT, contrast also, contrast enhanced CT, computed tomography is a choice. For surgery, the treatment of choice wherever possible. In case of local advanced tumors, pre-op CTRT, chemo, radiotherapy may downstage a tumor and then surgery can be done. Palliative treatment in inoperable cases. If cecum or ascending colon is involved, then we can do right hemicolectomy. Vessels are divided at ileocecal and right colic. Anastomosis between terminal ileum and transverse colon is done. If the site of cancer is at the transverse colon, that's close to hepatic flexure, right hemicolectomy. Mid transverse, we have extended right hemicolectomy up to descending, plus omentum removed and blocked with tumors. If splenic fracture is subtotal colectomy up to sigmoid. Descending colon, we have left hemicolectomy, whether divided inferior mesenteric and left colic and sigmoid. If it's sigmoid colon, high anterior resection, vessels ligated, inferior mesenteric artery, left colic and sigmoid. Anastomosis of mid descending colon to upper rectum. Obstructing colon carcinoma, right and usually more common in right and transverse resection, primary anastomosis. If it's left-sided obstruction, we can do Hartmann's procedure, proximal end colostomy, lay in the left iliac fossa, and oversewing distal bowel, reversal in 4 to 6 months. Primary anastomosis, subtotal colectomy, iliosigmoid or iliorectal anastomosis. Intraoperative bowel preparation with primary anastomosis. Chances of bowel leak is 5%. Proximal diverting stoma, then resection 2 weeks later. A palliative stent can be done. These are the sites of surgery. The right hemicolectomy is A. Okay. B is sigmoidectomy. C is APR. Rectal cancer option, low anterior resection, transanal local excision, APR, abdominal perineal resection, and palliative procedures. In rectal cancer, anterior resection, upper middle rectal carcinoma, sigmoid and rectum is resected, vessels divided, inferior mesenteric and colic, left colic artery, mesorectum is resected, coloanal anastomosis is done. High is intraperitoneal anastomosis, upper 1/3 of rectum, low is extraperitoneal anastomosis. In post-hoc recovery, there's increased stool frequency, 12 to 18 months to acquire normal bone function, almost 4% of anastomotic leak. In the abdominal perineal resection, larger 2 and T3 are poorly differentiated tumor. Rectum is mobilized to pelvic floor through abdominal incision. Sigmoid end colostomy. Separate perineal elliptical incision to mobilize dibullar anus and distal rectum. Vessels ligated is inferior mesenteric. Hartmann's procedure can be in acute obstruction or palliative, transient local excision in early stage, too low to allow restorative surgery. En bloc resection for locally advanced colorectal carcinoma, remove adherent viscera and abdominal wall. We have palliative procedure, diverting stoma, radiotherapy, chemotherapy. There's local therapy, laser, electrocoagulation, cryosurgery, and there's nerve plaque for pain elevation. Complications of these are liver metastasis, local invasion, perineal and pelvic pain, bowel obstruction, fistula to the skin or bladder, rectal discharge, bleeding, hypoproteinemia, and poor appetite. This is poor prognosis is 5 year survival. If T1 it is almost 90%, T2 80, T3 is 50%, lymph node involvement 30 to 40%, distal mets lesser than 5%. Thank you.